The sun was burning the asphalt, melting the rubber, but for John, a trucker with 20 years of experience, it was an everyday occurrence. He drove his cargo along the Don Highway, and his life was simple and clear. The road, the cargo, cafes along the highway, and of course, women. John was sure that the charm of his broad shoulders, husky voice, and constant smile worked wonders. He was also a terrible miser. He felt like a king in every roadside cafe. He ordered everything expensive, praised the cooking, and then, when it came to payment, he started the show. He forgot his wallet in the cabin, or he was short of money, or even didn't pay for the previous flight. Usually, the waitresses, charmed by his charisma and tired of routine, sighed and forgave him. John, grinning into his mustache, considered himself a winner. One day, at Matilda's Cafe, John met a waitress named Bella. Bella was statuesque, with red braids and eyes, in which splashed a spark of mischief. John, as usual, bamboozled her with compliments, an order, and a hearty meal. When it was time to pay, he habitually sang his song about money is tight. Bella listened, nodded, and, with a sly smile, said, "Come on, Johnny. It's not the first time we've fed you. But you know what? Next time you pass by, take a sack of potatoes with you. At least you'll thank us, the workers of the cafe." John chuckled. "No problem, Bella. Everything will be fine," he promised, patting himself on the stomach. He drove past Matilda's a few more times, but of course he didn't bring any potatoes. Still, he ate for free, leaving a trail of dissatisfaction behind him. In his head, he grew convinced that women are stupid creatures who fall for his charm. But one day, John broke down. Right in the middle of the step, far from civilization, his truck's gearbox flew. His cell phone, as luck would have it, had no reception. John cursed the hell out of it as he sat in the hot sun. Finally, a woman approached him. She was in a work uniform with a wrench in her hand. John recognized Bella immediately. Next to her stood two other women from different roadside cafes where he also forgot to pay. "Well, Johnny, are you in trouble?" Bella grinned. "We'll help you, of course. But first, the real payback began." The women turned out to be not only skillful mechanics, but also ingenious avengers. First, they took all the groceries John was carrying. Then, while he was busy, they carefully disguised his truck using paint and improvised materials, turning it into a bright, painted art object. Lastly, they cut the hoses off the brake system, replacing them with old, rusty ones. John, dazed and furious, tried to be indignant, but the women only laughed. Bella threw him, "Now, you'll remember that there's a price to pay for everything, and not only with money." When the truck was finally fixed, John set off. But he didn't go long. The brakes failed, and the truck went off the road, miraculously not overturning. He got out of the cab, saw his mangled truck, and realized that it was the end of his carefree life, the end of his kingdom on the highway. Finally realizing that he would not be forgiven for his actions, he sat by the side of the road and cried. And the women, satisfied with their revenge, have already dispersed to their cafes, discussing how well they taught the insolent trucker. And now, every waitress on the highway knew that if Johnny showed up, he would suffer the same fate. And the road for him turned into a real obstacle course, where payback for greed and unscrupulousness was inevitable. Do you have such a Johnny in your neighborhood? Write in the comments.